On this week's episode of Marketing O'Clock,
Google went full Oasis to publishers saying, because maybe you're going to be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my offer wall.
Oh, how are we going to keep going? That was so beautiful. We take our best guess at the logic behind Google's new metric test. And you can find out if you and Broadmatch are meant to be with Google's new campaign experiment.
All on today's show.
Welcome, you are listening to Marketing O'Clock. Just stay tuned. Digital marketing news, but let's get specific. Digital ads, SEO and analytics, social media and more. Pretty much everything that'll make your website perform. With new shows every Monday. We give you the news with sass and puns and definitely hot takes. Thank you for tuning in. You know what time it is. It's officially Marketing O'Clock. Settle in, sit back, keep it locked.
Hey there, I'm Christine Zernheld.
AKA Shep.
I'm Julia Mateer.
And I'm Greg Finn.
And it's officially Marketing O'Clock.
Here on June 30th, 2025. And by the time we're listening to this, we will know how the recoupling in Casa Amor went.
No
I
more Love Island.
Not wait.
We need to talk about myself.
Okay.
I'm a little self-conscious.
Why? You got a great shirt on, HE double hockey sticks.
Yes. And I'm using a new product on my face.
Oh.
Called beef tallow.
Oh.
So it's like animal fat distilled down. And I feel like I'm
What is
very
the reason?
shiny. I think it's good for you.
In what way?
I
It
think
makes
it's
you
all
shiny.
natural. There's no chemicals. It's just like fat. Do I look like I just came out of a skillet?
You look a little greased up.
Is it bad?
No.
Okay.
It's got a little glow.
Should I dampen
When
it
you
down?
look
Am I
it up-
going to hurt people's eyes listening out there?
Maybe.
It's a versatile ingredient with a high smoke point, making it suitable for high heat cooking and frying and roasting.
Oh, maybe you're supposed to cook with this. That's why it's so shiny.
What does it do?
It's like it reinvigorates it gives rid of wrinkles, reinvigorates your skin,
Oh.
makes you super shiny.
Wow.
Do you buy it at the grocery store?
No, I bought it online.
Who inspired you?
Well, my girlfriend. She uses beef tallow.
Oh, she's like, you look a little dull.
She's always like she's not like, doesn't have dry skin.
Oh, there you go.
What does it smell like?
Oh,
Like a cow. No, it's not bad. It smells a little citrusy.
Okay.
You want to smell my face?
Not
No.
particularly. I want to give it a try, though.
All right, I'll bring some in. We can all do it together
oh,
next week.
great.
Well, that's just your PSA. That's why Greg's so shiny. I don't think you're that shiny.
It was I dampened it down this morning. I was shining.
That was a choice to do it for the first time.
I didn't know what I was doing. A little goes a long way with beef tallow on the face.
Oh.
Greg's experimenting with skincare, and you can experiment in a new way with Broadmatch. In the news this week, Hannah Kobzova spotted a new help document about new Broadmatch experiments. So from the help document, it says, this new approach is aimed at delivering faster results and reducing some of the common experimentation errors by diverting traffic and budget within the existing campaign instead of creating a campaign copy for the experiment treatment arm. The experiment automatically creates Broadmatch versions of your exact and phrase match keywords. And I just fear this is going to be like a one-click situation.
Oh, for sure.
And how do you know when the experiment's over? That's unclear to me. The traffic splits 50-50 between your existing setup, the control, and the Broadmatch variant. So that sounds good, but whenever you mix broad with phrase and exact in any campaign, all the money is spent on the broad. So I just,
But that's not how experiments work, to be fair.
in theory,
Right. But experiments, if you have a budget, it will spend half in one, half in the other.
that's what this says. We got to see it in action.
I love it.
Do you love it?
I love it. I think there are so many people out there that say Broadmatch doesn't work. You just did a presentation in Boston saying Broadmatch works.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's nuance everywhere around this, but this is a low risk way where you're just saying 50% of my budget is still going towards my phrase and exact. If you want, double your budget. You're still going to spend that on phrase and exact. And then you'll have the scientific data of saying Broadmatch works or Broadmatch doesn't work for me. Everybody's going to get a different answer,
Right.
but you can have that ability of saying, don't mess with my normal stuff. Let's fire this up and see what happens.
And it's nice that if you have a change made to a campaign, you don't have to like do it in both or worry about that. Like if you do it after the experiment is implemented because it's all in one campaign.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do think sometimes you need to have like different things in place for broad match versus phrase and exact.
I agree.
You might want to lower target CPA, higher target ROAS. So just keep those things in mind. But also it doesn't work with portfolio bid strategies, which sucks. But
Yeah. And I would just say that Hannah is a must follow on LinkedIn. And I believe she's the one that runs ppcnewsfeed.com, which is a great place if you're looking for news. And she's one of the people that actually find stuff, not just amplify everything.
yes. And then there's a nice write up in search engine land for Manu. So you can check it out there.
I can't believe you don't like this.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Do you
I just
like it?
I fear it's going to be a one-click recommendation. I don't like that.
Do you like it or dislike it?
I like it.
Julia?
I like it.
But I would test broad match in most accounts anyway. So
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
for me.
Agree. I just think it might get those people that are on the edge and see that now broad match works, where honestly 7 years ago broad match didn't work. 5 years ago it didn't work.
Next up, Google Ads has a new conversion value, including predicted metric. And there was no announcement, no help page.
And this was only spotted in the wild in a few accounts.
Yeah. So not everyone has it. Some people have seen it, but there's no information about it.
How does it work?
I think they're just guessing what, like
Is it
based on old.
accounting for like yesterday, like data that's not in the account yet? Or is it looking forward? What?
So it just showed up in the account of Mitchell Wubin, and there was no explanation. So I'm assuming this is like a test or a beta that they were opted into that didn't. I've seen it before in some accounts in the past. What do you guys think it is? Because I have a theory of what it is.
I would
think-
like you go first.
I think it's them like predicting the future and adding like based on old data, not just yesterday, but like
But how would they
more.
like what's your date range for the future? You know what I mean?
Who knows?
I feel like
Maybe-
it's for like the yesterday problem. I would
Maybe, yeah. That would
what's the
make more
yesterday problem?
sense.
Greg, every time we're in an account, you're like, we can't think about yesterday yet.
Yeah.
Might be more conversions coming in.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to
Google
wait
Ads
a
takes
couple
tw-
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not accurate, the conversion data or conversion value data for
Yeah.
like 24 hours. And then you still have people that convert after.
Yeah.
Julia and I were on a call yesterday where they're like, why is my conversion value lower yesterday? And I'm like, whoa. We don't look at things 24. Like it takes
Yeah.
time for the reporting. And also, especially on like bigger purchases or bigger, like lengthier conversion cycles and things like that, it could take a long time to get people to convert, right? Like, especially if, let's say you have something like it's an app and you need a cosigner and it's sensitive data and you might just not be ready at the moment. My thought on this, and this is just a hypothesis, is that there are predictable things that happen based off of, let's say, a certain campaign and the keywords within there. And Google will know that when you get this many clicks, or like an average conversion life cycle is 10 days.
Mhm.
And so instead of waiting 10 days to see a conversion come in, I would hope that this metric would say, on average, 5% of people convert within a 10-day period. Out of those people, 1% convert on day one, like, you know what I mean? And then it does the math and says, like, on average, what you can expect from that spend. You don't see anything yet because it's the same day or the day before, but keywords like this on average turn into this.
Mhm.
That's what I think would be super helpful.
Yeah.
When I saw it in an account before, it gave the absolute wildest conversion value. It just put a spike through the roof. There's never been a day like that in the history of the company. It was completely wrong. And I'm assuming that they're fixing that.
Mhm.
But that would be my hope, is like it looks at the time lag between click and conversion and gives you an estimate of what you can think about.
That makes sense.
I just hope it's accurate.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
not going to be
yeah.
accurate. It's going to be sample. Like it's
Yeah.
going to be sampled off of, I would hope. Again, these are all hypotheses. All we know is somebody saw this in their account. Okay. And there is an official update from Google, and there's a new product in Ad Editor, which is what publishers use to make money using the ad. Again, it's an ad manager for publishers. So there's something new called Offerwall. And Google will allow publishers to offer audiences ways to monetize their content. So you can have people watch a short ad in order to consume content, complete surveys, pay in micropayments, and you can have your own options as well. Like, hey, if you want to see this, you have to sign up for the newsletter. So publishers could do this on their own, but it's a lot of work. So I think this is nice from a publisher standpoint, but you also need to realize that it's still Google doing this.
Mhm.
And all right, you have a micropayment. Is it worth more for you to build that software and take 100% of it, or get whatever the payment is that Google gives you percentage-wise, which isn't disclosed?
Yeah. Could be good to test it if you're like not sure if people are going to be willing to pay.
Yeah, I
Right,
didn't see
yeah.
a ton of stuff about like payment in there because I know everything went to like CPM instead of based off of clicks to CPM back in 2023, 2024, one of the around there, late 2023, early 2024. But yeah, I mean, this seems cool, but you could also like do this yourself. And I think if you're a publisher, being in a specific niche, being in a niche that's like profitable and running your own ads is always the way to go. I would never tell anybody to just like if we didn't have sponsors here and we were just running ads, it would be so much less lucrative than finding somebody that we can help out, that is a good product that we can help them sell. Like that's what we look for. And that's how we make money off the show, essentially. But it's pretty cool. It looks very slick. So it could be something worth testing. And honestly, if you test it and it works, it could be worth something making your own.
And now for this week's
Cool tool.
As a reminder, our Cool Tool segment is not an official endorsement or paid mention. We're simply sharing something we found in our travels that may be of use to our listeners and is really, really cool.
This week's cool tool is from Drew Cannon in Discord, and it's an LLMS.text checker and validator by rankability.com. So this tool instantly checks any domain for LLMS.text presence, validates the format, and gives improvement suggestions. We will have the link in our newsletter and in Discord, so check it out.
Now it's time for this week's Take of the Week. This is a #fire digital marketing take with extra spice served up for you. We simply deliver the take for your consumption. We give no opinions. We don't influence. You make the call.
This week's Take of the Week is actually in article form from Danny Goodwin over on Search Engine Land, who was on our show a few months back. He's got an article called As Google Shifts to AI Search, Legacy SEO Faces a New Reality. And I feel like this is just like a big thing for Search Engine Land to come out and talk about. I've been yapping about it forever that clicks are going away. SEO is going away as we know it, or at least what it was. But he breaks out all the logic, and it's something if you're an SEO, you need to read this article and check it out. And I like the way that he ended the article. So I'm going to make that the take. He says, Google organic search traffic is gone and isn't coming back. So keep doing legacy SEO, but evolve. Because the future is not about ranking pages. It's about creating a notable, trustworthy brand that gets cited and mentioned wherever, whenever, and however you can. And my only little change on that is it's everybody in SEO now just talks about brand. It's like that's the only thing here is brand. And I feel like content as well.
Yeah.
So that would be my only little notes. It's not a no notes. There's a little note like brand and content. Like make great stuff. If you make a great podcast that people want to listen to, you'll get an audience. If you want to make great articles, we've got amazing stuff from Ahrefs coming up. And it's like, that is the stuff. Make great stuff and your brand is helped by it.
Now it's time for this week's Pew Pew Lightning Round. At this point in the show, we split up our content into 3 parts: paid, organic, and social.
First up in the paid universe this week, Liz Reed did an interview on the future of AI search. Anu has a nice write-up on Search Engine Land if you're interested, but she said ads and AI mode are coming. At this point, we don't know how it'll perform. I think it will look different over time. So no news really.
Coming. Just like AI
Yeah.
overview ads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Next
Just
up,
like they're everywhere. On mobile only and now on desktop. How many have you seen in the wild?
0.
Okay. They're
Yeah.
coming.
Someday.
but an
Maybe
AI overview
2027.
told me that beef tallow was for cooking and not skincare.
So that's how you know it's wrong.
Okay.
Ask AI mode. All right. So in AI mode, there's culinary uses and non-culinary uses. One of the non-culinary uses is candles and soaps. It has a long shelf life and suitable ingredient for making candles and soaps. Also, leather conditioning. Tallow can be used to condition leather goods.
Greg,
And skincare. It can be used as a natural moisturizer and says they have benefits for dry and sensitive skin.
do you have dry and sensitive skin?
No. I have wet skin.
I
And
think
insensitive wet skin.
do you need SPF? Is it gonna like make the sun?
Oh,
No, but
that's
they
a
make
Like
good
my
beef tallow
mom used to
zinc.
put Crisco on.
To cook?
Like, yeah.
That's
to
what I'm going
tan.
to do. It's like
Is
the
she
same
okay?
thing.
No. You know about her eyes.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
You need to be careful.
Yeah.
We should play a game where we find a way to bring everything back to Love Island.
No.
Okay.
Some people
I
on
would
Love
God,
Island
no.
could really use
Too.
that skincare.
No, for
Please
sure.
comment if you watch Love Island in the comments on YouTube because nobody does.
Everyone truly does.
Anthony Tierney loves Love Island.
No, he doesn't.
It's just how I transition it every time. He found an article about the Google Ads referral program. This is news to me, but with your Google Ads account, you can refer new users to Google Ads and earn ad credit for it. So could get some free money.
And I don't want to get sued. And I'm going on the record saying that Anthony Tierney does not love Love Island.
He might.
Pop off in the comments, Anthony. Next up, according to Google Ads coach Jill Saskingale's notorious JSG, the checkbox when you automatically set up a search campaign to enable search and display no longer is automatically checked. I say, I did it on Editor this week. I made a campaign from scratch on Editor, which I never advised, but I was training. It was checked. So maybe this is just on, I believe Jill, but
Yeah.
probably just online. Be careful. Next up, Google's new first order promotions for shopping ads are rolling out. So there's discount types for merchants. You can either have a percentage or a dollar amount off. There is no minimum spend, which is great. You can only use this for ads, not organic. That's why it's in the paid lightning round. You have to have a new customer acquisition goal associated with your campaign, and promos must be submitted and approved in Merchant Center via promotion feed. But I love a first order discount.
Yeah.
So that's why I have so many email addresses.
I do
right.
that too. I do the code.
Mhm.
But I feel like Fabletics, however you want to say it, this is like they push this through. Those ads are so ridiculous that they have.
They have first order discounts.
First off, all their stuff sucks. I don't know if I should say that. I hate it.
But it's a huge discount, right?
It's a huge discount.
Yeah, I think my brother recently told me he does one order a year with a new
you're like,
email address.
You get
Yeah.
a pair of shirts for $10. They're probably worth $15 max. And then you try to buy something again and it's $50.
Mm-hmm. But it's workout wear. Who cares? And Kate Hudson wants you to buy it.
You need good workout wear. The best shorts,
Can't be.
$10,000. I told people to say, Greg.
$10,000?
No, $10,000 the company.
Oh my god.
The best.
Bruh.
I like love 10,000 shorts.
Never heard of her.
Why would they call their brand that?
I don't know. But they make the best shorts.
I like a nice workout dress.
Dress
Yeah.
A little.
to work out?
No, it's more like around the house, but it's like a workout dress.
Okay.
Like whenever I'm home, working from home, like I'm a tennis player for the day, you know?
No, I like having I need like the liner. Because when you're upside down and you're like, you don't want stuff to like.
My dresses have a liner and pockets.
Okay.
Are you upside down often?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a bat. Next up, Dario Zanoni spotted something fun in Google Analytics. He says you can now import cost data from more sources. The one he's most excited about is Google Sheets, but there's Google Cloud, BigQuery, HTTPS, and more. So if that is helpful to you, be sure to check it out. And from our new Microsoft advertising liaison, Nava Hopkins, she is talking about ad controls for app placements. So she says reporting is at the bundle and URL level. Bundles are the groupings of the App Store and app, and you can exclude placements at the account, campaign, or ad group level, which is awesome. Not as awesome. I got to come for you for the first time as the ads liaison, Nava. Microsoft owned and operated apps are not excludable. I'm sure that wasn't her choice, but she just had to be the bearer of bad. Come on, Microsoft.
It's also just really nice. She's updating so much. It's so nice to have an ads liaison for both Google and for Microsoft. And I feel like Nava's like the perfect fit for that. Yeah. And it's like really sad when I do It's New, the daily show on search, or that is on Rusty Brick. You can never find it. Like it's impossible to find.
He named his show a Taylor Swift lyric. It's really tough.
Right. But you're on the show with Morty and Barry. And it's like, we get all this fun stuff on the ad side. It's like, we have liaisons that communicate really well. And we've got Microsoft liaisons. And they're like, and we get all this stuff. And on the SEO side, everything just goes away. Things just go away. It's like clicks going away. Helpfulness in Google Search Console, as we talked about last week, going away. Everything just goes away. And we just get more and more and more and more and more. It's so nice.
Yeah. Sorry, SEOs. Thomas Assel spotted a colorful new change in GA4. Maybe it's for Pride Month that they rolled it out. But there's like fun little icons in different shapes for your charts and different colors. So I'm a visual learner, so this is nice for me. There's some pink in there. Don't see any purple, unfortunately. Great news for Jess Budd. Anthony Higman got a CAPTCHA in Google Ads MCC.
No thanks.
At least it's just the normal CAPTCHA.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one with the vending machine, like the claw game, and you match the toy to the claw game?
It's insanely hard.
It's really hard.
The old Microsoft ones were the worst, where it's like, it looks like you're watching it through like 80s TV fuzz.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, is that a 9? Or is that a P? Like, you just have no clue what's
Sometimes I'm like, am I a robot?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Should this be so hard?
I know. I like need AI to do that for me. That would be a good tool. I feel like, hey, auto CAPTCHA AI.
I think that would be the end of the internet.
Yeah.
This should have ended the internet too. The FTC is cracking down on shady advertisers from Mercury Marketing and affiliated clinics who allegedly used Google search ads to impersonate addiction treatment centers, misleading vulnerable consumers and diverting calls to their own facilities. Gross.
Jail.
Yeah.
I'm glad the FTC is doing their job.
That's insane.
Dario Zanoni spotted another fun new feature for Advantage Plus in Meta ads. Well, who knows if it's fun or not, but it's music generation. Enhance your creative with music that complements your ad style and mood. So I'd love to know what the mood is for those peaches in a bag. The Real Life Housewives of Atlanta theme song, maybe? That would be nice.
I was thinking the Love Island theme song.
The Love Island
Oh
theme
my
song?
God.
No,
it would be
it doesn't
like
say peaches to me.
Jack Black or Cake or something.
Cake?
People that know music understand the joke.
Okay. My apologies. Brom Vanderhalen is warning us about the use this suggestion checkboxes in Advantage Plus sales campaigns. I was explaining to a new hire what a gray pattern is today. Like, Meta is so good at them. So this one says, after switching from the default Advantage Plus audience setup to manual, by clicking further limit the reach of your ads, the following audience options will enable the use suggestion option by default. So it automatically turns on age, gender, and custom audiences. So you need to then manually deselect them and the use suggestion checkbox. Next up, Drew Cannon spotted something really crazy in the SERPs. It's a search ad with a headline, pics and site links from ad assets and location asset links in the middle. You have to see this to understand. It's like all assets and no real ad. He asked Jenny to confirm that click to call is a location asset, click to call, and not a call asset.
It's a smorgasbord of an ad.
It's all assets.
Well, at the beginning, though, there's a headline and a description, top part of the green, and images in that ad.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's website directions, call us underneath in like the pill button format. And then underneath that are what we used to call site links that now could be call outs and apparently structured snippets, right? Like we talked about last week.
It looks crazy.
It is
Like
a
a
giant
Frankenstein,
ad.
yeah.
Yeah.
From Jamie Digital on X, so far so good. AI Max just under a week in. And this is a search campaign or campaigns compared to AI Max. Search has 2 conversions with an 86 euro CPA. AI Max has 7 with a 16 euro CPA. He says account contacts, lead generation, travel industry. So
And the goal was an inquiry. So I would just make sure like that's a far enough down funnel conversion, because that's what we see with PMAX a lot, is that there are a lot of spam that happens. But we have an account shop where we are seeing AI Max matched terms performing better than the campaign itself. And then even the hidden terms and the other search terms are performing better as well. And I just made a video on that came out Friday of last week.
but it's been a week, so just give it a test, everyone. I heard it's rolling out to everyone soon. Last minute news here. Elon Musk just posted on X, starting tomorrow, the aesthetic nightmare that is hashtag will be banned from ads on X.
Wow.
I was looking for news using a hashtag. It's not an aesthetic nightmare, you dork.
And that's it for paid. What's happening in organic?
All right, first up in the organic section here, Perplexity is working on the try-on feature for shopping. This comes from Testing Catalog News, which is kind of a cool little green alien with ears poking out of its hat. And they wrote, users will be able to upload their photos to generate a try-on image. So this is different than what we saw with something like Google, where you could pick sort of the body type that matched you the best. So this one, you have to upload a photo of yourself. And Testing Catalog News uploaded a photo of their little alien person, and it tried on the clothes for the alien
Oh
person.
my gosh.
I don't know if they photoshopped it, but the moral of the story here is Perplexities may have a try-on now or soon for you. Also, from Lily Ray, there's a great article. This should be must-read marketing article of the week, but we had so much great stuff this week. It's called How Google AI Mode Keeps You in AI Mode. And she's got a bunch of great case studies as to why and how there's going to be less clicks out. And when I was messing around with AI Mode first, the one thing that I was shocked about is how many GBPs showed up in AI Mode. You could do a search for anything local, and the Google business profiles were like heightened over normal web. It's shocking. And that was one thing she talked about in the article, and said that even if you ask for the official website links, AI Mode still uses the dotted line link to link to an embed of a Google business profile page directly within AI Mode. They do not take you to the company's website, which T's and P's to everybody looking for clicks, because it's 0 click is about to hockey stick up. And you heard it here first, folks. From Ahrefs, websites with more search traffic have more mentions in AI search. And I think this is like kind of like information, but the strongest correlation was Perplexity. The medium correlation was Google AI overviews, and ChatGPT seems to be more the wild card with sort of a weak correlation. They had a bunch of really cool charts showing the mention share in AI agents, let's call them, versus search traffic. So you can see search traffic and then mentions. And Ahrefs did a great job. Like I was talking about earlier, this is the content people want to see and consume, and you can't necessarily get from an AI overview. They broke it down by each one, and it's just a great example if you want to see. And again, biggest takeaway is Perplexity is more like traditional search than ChatGPT. All right, and from Search Engine Roundtable, there was a interview with Nick Fox from Google, and the question was about clicks on AI overviews. And so Nick and he's the head of search at Google. If you don't know, he cited what Sundar Pichai said, the CEO of Google, said about being 45% more content on the web now than there was in the past, which is a BS metric. Like, whatever. I mean, you could say like, oh yeah,
What is
look
the
how many,
past?
look how many TikToks are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many Reddits are like, I get it. But what about actual publishing? What about actual journalism? What about actual writing? So yeah, there's 45% more content, whatever. And Fox went on to say that it's kind of a reductionist analysis to say that AI replaces the web. It's unlikely that a single paragraph or a couple of paragraphs is going to replace a full, well-researched article on something. Or, people like the experience of reading, he added. We just went on and figured out about beef tallow without going to a website.
Yeah.
And then he, according to Barry Schwartz at Search Engine Roundtable, he said he echoed more of what Pichai said, that he thinks that Google thinks it will be a huge expansionary moment in time for the web. And then said the death of the web has been coming for 25 years. It's not happening. I tend to be more on the side of John Henshaw from a few weeks back, where he said this is going to implode when there is no incentive to write content because you are getting no clicks. What is the incentive to do that?
Mm-hmm.
If there's nothing to cite or not good, high quality articles to cite, it's going to implode. Like it's not going to work. It works now because people have that hope that you can publish something and somehow make money off of it. As that gets lower and lower, there's going to be less publishing. There's going to be less sophisticated takes or thoughts on items because it's not valuable.
I can't take this on right now.
I talked about that back in March on the Search with Candor interview with Jack Chambers-Ward, our UK correspondent. And I was like, I don't know how publishers are going to exist. Anyway, Nick Fox is very, very, very bullish on the web. So that's a good thing, right? Well, according to Patrick Stocks in Ahrefs, AI traffic may not be better than traditional search. And Ahrefs, again, has a great listing of charts here showing that a traditional search from Google had 5.2 pages visited. But a search that came from an AI flavor of Google had 4 pages visited. Big drop. The average pages per session that were viewed, per session duration, let's say, search was 2.79 and AI was 2.27. So again, another big drop. The average bounce rate jumped up over 4%, from 63.7% to 67.8%. So I'm not sure what Nick Fox is talking about. The only thing that was a benefit to AI traffic over traditional Google search was the average time on site. The average time on site jumped from 78 seconds to 86 seconds.
That makes sense.
But you probably are like, what is this Google AI overview? Is this even right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get more confused and then you go onto the page and you're like, okay.
Yeah. Not great.
All right. Speaking of not great, Shep, there is a post.
Say that for any transition.
Yeah,
Organic round.
I know, but seriously. There's a post from eMarketer where they looked at the click-through rate of the top pages March of last year, 2024, and March of this year, 2025. The click-through rate of those top pages was 5.6% last year, now down to 3.1%. Not exactly half, but closer to half than not half, which is, again, clicks are going away. How are these How are you going to publish? You just have to get out. You can't rely on search. You have to build your own stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do things like what we're doing here.
Yeah. I can't take this on right now.
No.
I have to watch Love Island.
Yeah, really. That
Yeah.
is. Give me a few weeks.
Give me some BCs here, folks. Okay. Also, Google AI overviews have ranked below position 1 now for 12.4% of the cases. This is down before it was only 2% of the time that they dropped down a little bit more. Again, my point is, Google, you're trying to make something happen. Like, make it in a place that people know.
Mm-hmm.
I understand this is good for good for the web, good for publishers and everything. But when you don't have something in the same spot every time, people aren't going to use it. I don't understand this by Google.
The AI mode thing?
No, AI overviews. That before they were 98% of the time at the top.
Oh, now they're throughout.
And now they're 85% of the time at the top, but they're moving more down in the SERPs.
And they're just bad.
Yeah, they can just keep moving down.
Like if you're making a product or trying to like teach
Yeah.
somebody something, like you have like you repeat
Yeah.
how they can find it. All right. And if you think AI is going away or it will be stopped, think again. In a tweet from Glenn Gabe at Glenn Gabe on Twitter, he said, AI lawsuit and ruling and a major win for AI companies. Judges rule Anthropic, who does Claude, did not violate authors' copyrights with AI book training. The use of books to train its artificial from the statement or ruling, let's say, Anthropic's use of books to train its artificial intelligence mode Claude was fair use and exceedingly transformative, a federal judge ruled. And I think Anthropic bought a lot of paper books and like turned them digital, which is crazy.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So good luck. AI is just taking everything.
At least somebody's reading paper books.
Yeah, it's a computer. Fun fact, like back in the day, I had a client call. I don't think we ever landed them. It was at a different company of a machine that like used a vacuum and a suction to turn the pages on the book, because that's how you have to do it, and then would scan it in and transcribe it and then vacuum.
Wow.
And I went out to their facilities. It was really cool. So I'm assuming they use some sort of that.
That's
cool.
The next evolution of a printing press.
Yeah, it's a deep printing press.
Yeah.
All right, and keeping it Glenn Gabe here, he says, Google has started rolling out the new Images tab in the latest beta version of the Google app. And we talked about this about a month ago. It looks a lot more like Pinterest. I think it's a better way for Google to do images. So you may see that if you're using the Google app. I'm here for this and I like it. Also, from Drew Cannon, this is like a Drew Cannon heavy show here. He has seen the Ask for Me button showing where Google can automatically robocall service providers for prices and availability. And he hit the Get Started button. It was on a lawyer request, and he had to select the primary area of law. You could choose from personal injury, family law, real estate law, all that stuff. And then Google gave him what looks like an email form. Here's what we found in your area. You can call the businesses directly to set up an appointment, and gives them a list of the companies, right? I'm assuming to their GBP, and then the response from the business. And it's a summary from the AI agent.
This is the best use of AI I've ever heard.
I know. I was like, I would love this.
There's nothing I hate more.
I would love to be like, hey, I need
What?
a
They're
making a
contractor
phone
out to
call.
like flatten my lawn.
No
Are
way.
you kidding me? Have
This
you never had to
literally
make a phone
says-
call?
They recommend you call the office so they can figure out if they can help you. Like, you're
Well,
going to have to call
That's
either
not a good
way.
example, but
You have to call
what
either
if
way.
it could work.
Well, you're
Didn't
going to have to call. But if somebody's like booked, like let's say you're like, hey, I need home renovations, and they're like, we can't take this, you might get that.
I do think the businesses are gonna like think it's a scam and
Yeah.
not respond.
100%.
And just
But
like hang up.
in theory, I love it.
Imagine those two from last week being like, what if it's like the two people like we heard from the audio
Oh.
overviews and like, hey, like home renovations are cool. Oh yeah, do you do home renovations? Okay, keeping it Glenn Gabe again here. Are you a news publisher? He says a big heads up. Google is testing a preferred sources experiment for top stories. This lets you star a source within the top stories segment of Google search, and then Google will use that information to show more stories from that starred source. I love this.
For you,
Only for you. It's like a personalization of Google
cool.
where you can
Mhm.
say, oh my gosh, I love this article from Julia at Cypress North. I'm going to star Cypress North. And then all of a sudden, that is going to have more cadence in your SERPs because you like that source. There are many sources I hate. There are some sites with way too many ads, things like that. Like I would use this a lot. Big deal. All right. And from Ginny Marvin, the Google Ads liaison, our other fabulous liaison, she says that there are updates coming to GA4. One is assisted conversions. So that was in UA and now it's coming to GA4. But the thing that I think is interesting is that there will be new integrations will soon make it easier to bring in and analyze data from other ad platforms like TikTok, Snap, Pinterest in a privacy-safe way. And then also talked about annotations, which have been out for like a few months. And that is it in organic. What's happening in social, Julia?
First up for social, if you manage a Facebook group that has been banned over the last week, don't worry. Apparently, thousands of groups have been suspended, and a lot of people are saying it's from the AI detection incorrectly saying that they have violated the platform rules. But Facebook just said it's a technical error.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
If I were in charge of Facebook, I wouldn't try to make people use Facebook less often. Like that's
Right.
already happening.
Yeah. It's just a technical error. But
It's always so sad when you like really dedicate yourself to a Facebook group and then it just disappears. Like the
Yeah.
admins stop caring. East Coast Swifties.
Yeah.
You know.
That's your group?
I was in it. It was like a group of people going to the Pittsburgh Eras Tour concert. But then it turned into like theories about when albums were going to drop and like outfits and what they meant. And then it just went dark.
Sad.
Are you in any Facebook groups?
No.
Is that your only group?
Oh, I'm in a lot.
Best group. Best admin in your Facebook group where it's like thriving.
The admin does a good job.
Yeah, it's a thriving group.
Probably Aldi Isle of Shame community.
Aldi Isle of Shame community. What's in there?
People post their Aldi finds, especially Isle of Shame.
All right. What's your best Aldi find?
For the Isle of Shame specifically, or
No,
like
just in general.
like we have yummy orange chicken once a week in our house.
Yummy orange chicken.
Yeah,
Freezer aisle?
YOC. Yeah, it's really
Okay.
good. My kids love it.
My
Frozen
Aldi find?
edamame.
Cottage cheese. Their cottage cheese is great.
What makes it different?
It's just very good and very cheap.
It's a little
Wegmans
older.
has good, or there's another brand out there you would love because I know you're a cottage cheese girly called Good or Gooder or something like that. It's very good, but it's expensive. All these same quality, half the cost.
Are you into a savory cottage cheese, or have you ever tried with like a sweet?
So I stole what Amy was doing at work, and she was taking everything but the bagel on top of cottage cheese to die for.
I saw a brand that it was called Good Culture, I think, which I love. The
That's
name.
it. That's it. Good
Yeah.
culture.
They had sweet ones though.
The
Like
cottage cheese is so
chocolate.
good. The good one is very good, but it's expensive.
Okay.
Have you tried it?
No, but the chocolate one made me feel uneasy.
Cottage cheese makes me uneasy.
Their cottage cheese is the best cottage cheese I've ever had.
Okay.
Next up, TikTok is adding new elements to incentivize viewer engagement by essentially just making engagement a game. So when you're watching a live stream, people can join a creator's fan club by sending a virtual gift during the stream. Then they'll be enrolled as a fan club member, and then they're given a list of missions that they can complete to level up within the community. I think it's so dumb, but it'll just drive more fake engagement. So good for them.
Honestly, anything dumb on TikTok is gonna work.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure people will do it, but I just feels weird.
Callie at work put out a TikTok of I need a hobby other than working out or drinking because she doesn't drink, and it went like super viral. Like the Live Golf Tour commented on it,
Oh wow.
and I also gave her a billion topics, and she's just like, I gave her so many good hobbies, and she didn't want no part of them.
She's not going to be a blacksmith.
I told her improv. That's a great idea. for her.
Improv.
Yeah. She'd be great at improv.
So, yeah.
I was trying to think of something fun. Like,
Personally, I'd rather die.
Yeah.
I gave her golf. I gave her improv. I gave her a billion things.
Love Island?
Did
No.
she settle on anything?
No. I'm going to make her do improv.
Oh my God.
I'll do it with her.
You're going to do improv.
I told her I'll go do it with her after sports are done.
You don't have, sports are never done.
Oh my God.
What are you talking about?
I can't hear that anymore, Shop. Please.
Oh my gosh. Okay, next from Pinterest, they shared tips on how to align your pin listings with visual search. So these include making sure your product catalog is correct, showcasing lifestyle imagery, and then, of course, enabling the Pinterest Performance Plus targeting. So
What is it?
it's just they're
Like AI?
yeah. So maybe do some of those, but be careful of Performance Plus. And then last but not least, my favorite thing to talk about, Instagram's new notes features.
Have you ever used a note?
Never once, but I love talking about them. You can now add colored backgrounds and emojis to your notes. So I'm sure this is the update that everyone's been waiting for
Yeah,
to
now
really
you can give it a try.
to really make their notes happen.
No notes.
No note.
And that brings us to our real life segment, straight out of our accounts and into your ear holes. It's time for Working Hard or Hardly Working, where we talk about what's going on in our IRL work, good, bad, or otherwise.
For me this week, I haven't really had the right account for demand gen to work well in the past, and it hasn't been out for that long, but we have a client that's now doing like a big upper funnel push, and it's been really cool to see demand gen finally working, and optimized targeting is working.
Yeah. And to be fair, you have a lightweight conversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just been like kind of fun for me, a little different.
Wow.
Julia?
Mine are always like sad. I need to be more positive next week.
I'll pick you up after.
Okay. This one is just the Google Ads platform in general. Every time I am trying to filter something or whatever, my filter thing just doesn't show up. Then I have to refresh, wait 10 minutes, click campaigns 15 times, and it just doesn't show up. And then eventually it will randomly. That's just really been bothering
Hardly
me.
working Google Ads.
Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
All right. For me, it's a person, somebody that y'all know, Jess Budd. As we had a client that was just the perfect fit for us, and just how we can help, but also personality wise, just the best people, the nicest people. And she did such a good job of helping in the sales process. And we had lost Jill, who was our salesperson for the entire company, and sort of moved within the marketing department because nobody else wanted a salesperson, moved Jess into that sales role. And she's been doing a fantastic job. And honestly, this, I think, has been her best work yet. And I'm just so excited. It seems like we have the business, and it's just a great product, the best people, and that's what we need. And we can do so much good, and I'm so excited for it. And she just helped so much along the way, made my life so much easier. And honestly, we wouldn't have got it without her.
Mhm.
So just working very hard.
So hard she lost her voice.
Yeah.
Thank God she's not on the show this week, you guys. I hope she makes a recovery for next week because it's rough. But great job, Jess.
Now it's time for this week's ICYMI.
ICYMI people.
This is something you just might not have seen. Maybe something that you overlooked, but you shouldn't have.
ICYMI people, Jill Saskin-Gales is letting us know about some truly stunning new e-commerce Gmail ad. She says your images, videos, and products can be shown to users who haven't even clicked to open the ad. Google calls this the teaser ad. Sometimes clicking the teaser ad will take you to this website, and other times it will take you to the expanded ad, which is the promoted email you're used to. And Jill suspects that this is demand gen based on her investigatory work. But these are really cool. It looks like shopping ads right in Gmail, and
It's
people
awesome.
didn't click on it.
And it's in the subject line.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Really cool to see. Thanks, Jill.
Now it's time for our must-read marketing article of the week. An article so advanced, so in-depth, so detailed that we simply cannot cover it in its entirety on today's show.
This week's must-read marketing article of the week comes from Tim Solo, who probably will never share this, but either way, he is the owner of Ahrefs, and I thought this was a kind of difficult maybe to share if you're in this position and your traffic is going down. But he talked about the great decoupling and showed actual examples from his blog. And he says why your clicks are going down and your impressions are going up. And if you don't know what the great decoupling is, in Search Console, more and more publishers are seeing where typically your impressions and clicks were kind of aligned with each other, that your impressions are now going up, which you think would be good, but your clicks are going down. And the example he gave of Ahrefs, shocking. Some people call it like the alligator effect, where it looks like an alligator mouth. The impressions have skyrocketed for Ahrefs with more and more AI overviews showing in AI mode. The clicks are honestly pathetic compared to where they were pre-AI overviews. And he has a great post talking about the causes of it, and has some great charts and data as well, talking about the impact of AIOs on position 1 and the click-through rate and some of those drops. So if you're interested in it, it is a phenomenal post over on Ahrefs. So thank you, Tim.
And now onto our playlist of curated songs to work to. You can head over to playlist.marketingoclock.com to listen to Marketing a Playlist. I've gone through most of the Cowboy Carter album and they've already been added. And I'm going to the concert next weekend. So just listen to one of those because that's what I'm listening to.
What is your song?
I'm just kidding.
Just Cowboy Carter.
Yep.
Okay. Good song. Great song.
Some Renaissance.
All right. I'm going to go with Anywhere With You by Maggie Rogers.
I'm going to go with Sue Me by Audrey Hobart.
Oh, that's a fun one. All right. That does it for today's show.
It is now officially not Marketing O'Clock.
Thanks for listening.
We miss you already.
Can't wait to see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Marketing O'Clock. If you're looking for more information on today's topics, head over to marketingoclock.com/newsletter to receive every single article we covered. We share the news as it breaks in our Discord community. Head over to community.marketingoclock.com to join.